Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be revisiting a band I've only checked out once before, despite the fact I've heard them mentioned quite a lot. I'm going to be looking at a band called Bloodred Hourglass. Now, as I said, I've heard this band mentioned several times, and I have checked them out once before. I checked out a track called 6 Feet Saviour, and if I remember correctly, I did quite enjoy it. So today we're going to be looking at a track called Waves of Black, which is off their latest album called Godsend, which I think was released earlier this year. I've spoken about the band before, obviously, since I've covered them once before, and yeah, like I say, if I remember correctly, I did enjoy. I do have the lyrics up here. Now, these lyrics come straight off the Bloodred Hourglass website, so they should be correct, in theory. But yeah, can't think of... Really, there's not much else to say about the band, since I've covered them once before. I've already gone over who the band are and what they're all about. And I'm filled up with bloody hay fever today anyway, which is why my eyes might look a bit red and why my voice sounds a bit stuffy. But let's jump straight into this. So yes, a track called Waves of Black by Bloodred Hourglass. Let's have a look. See what we... Now, I'm going to pause that for a second, because first of all, there's a line there that doesn't make sense to me. But yes, I remember this band quite well, because I seem to recall I likened them to Children of Bodom. They've got a certain feel and sound of Children of Bodom about them, which is another band that I do quite enjoy. But I actually like this band more than I like Children of Bodom, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I love the music to this track. It's very, very good, and you know, the vocal style is good. It sounds great. You know, it's very well executed. The tracks sound brilliant. Now, the song itself, I think, is talking about humanity in general. You know, the sort of... I'm not entirely sure exactly what it's talking about humanity, but it certainly seems to be talking about humanity. Excuse me, sorry. Because the lyrics go, the truth we all hide from, when the trapdoor swings out from beneath our feet, you'll find the bottomless freefall. It's nothing superior, we're only inferior. Come hell or high water, there is the greed for more. So tempted to close our eyes, pretend that we're safe and sound, but when we are lost, there is no one left to search for us. This is the universe not made for me, and this is the universe not made for you. We are the paradox, we can't live forever in the waves of black where the dead whales can't wave back. Now that last line makes no sense to me. I'm not sure what that... I mean, obviously it's supposed to mean something, it's supposed to symbolise something. But in the waves of black where the dead whales can't wave back. I don't understand what that line means. But the rest of it seems to be talking about humanity and how, by all logical sense, we shouldn't be here, and the fact that, you know, we were given this universe, given this universe, we were given this planet, but all we seem to do is perpetually destroy it, you know. We give life, but then we kill each other, you know, it says that we are the paradox, we can't live forever, you know. We are essentially a contradiction, because, you know, we give life, we create life, but at the same time we also destroy each other at the same time, you know. The planet that sustains us, we are killing it at the same time, you know. By our very existence, we are killing each other and the world that we are given. And I mean, there was a line in the beginning, it says, come hell or high water, there is the greed for more. Which is just a general statement about a lot of humanity. Everybody wants more, you know, nobody's satisfied with what they've got, they always want more and more and more, whether it's knowledge or money or power, that sort of thing. So, I can see where they're going with this. Let's carry on. Well, there you go. Waves of Black by Bloodred Hourglass. Now, before I mentioned the fact that in my previous reaction to them, I likened them to Children of Bodom. And, you know, there is still that certain sound of Children of Bodom about them. But this was slightly different to the first track that I listened to of theirs. Because his vocal style in this one actually reminds me a bit of Swallow the Sun. I'm not sure why. There's just something about... maybe it's just the tone of his voice. I'm not sure, but it reminds me of Swallow the Sun. But that was actually a very, very good track, you know. It was catchy, you know, the music to it was fantastic. I love the sound of that guitar. You know, it was brilliantly, brilliantly performed. I very, very much enjoyed that track. It was great. I'm surprised I haven't actually checked out more of their stuff, because, like I said, they've been mentioned many, many times. I've just only ever checked out one track of this. Anyway, as we came back into the song, it says, it's a system of balance. We are disguise of reality. It's a conflict and health. We are friends, we are enemies. Now, a couple of those lines sound a bit disjointed, but like I said, I got these lyrics directly from the Bloodred Hourglass website, so one would hope they were right, but whether they are or not, I'm not sure. But the line there, it's a system of balance. You know, we're supposed to live in, you know, in balance with, like, nature. You know, one shouldn't overpower the other, but we do. It says it's a conflict and health. I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be it's a conflict of health. I'm not sure. You know, like, one always makes the other sick or something like that. We are friends, we are enemies. So that is true of humanity. You know, 1 minute we're like best friends with whoever, and then the next we're turning our back on them, stabbing them in the back, fighting them, murdering them, etc., etc., etc. You know, it's the nature of humanity. We're always fighting amongst ourselves. Then it carried on, but every time I take a look at us, it's like the wisdom is forbidden in us. We are no reason of creation, but a humiliation. And then it goes back into the pre-chorus. So tempted to close our eyes, pretend that we're safe and sound. But when we are lost, there is no one left to search for us. And then goes into that chorus. This is a universe not made for me, and this is the universe not made for you. We are the paradox, we can't live forever in the waves of black where the dead whales can't wave back. Dead whales can't wave back. So, and that's the end of the track. So, it is essentially talking about basically the paradox of humankind, you know. We fight to stay alive, but we also fight to kill everybody else on the planet, you know. And, you know, we're literally given everything we could ever possibly need by the planet, yet we still destroy the planet, you know. And there's that line, every time I take a look at us, it's like the wisdom is forbidden in us. We are no reason of creation, but a humiliation. You know, there's no reason for our existence except for, well, there isn't one, because we are literally born to die. That line there, every time I take a look at us, it's like the wisdom is forbidden in us. I actually like that line, or those lines, should I say. Because it's like, you know, you try and look, you take a look at humanity and you're like, what are you doing? You know, you're killing each other. What is the point? What is it going to achieve at the end of the day? It's not going to achieve anything. You're all fighting for power. But what does that power really get you? You know, at the end of the day, none of it matters. You know, because we're all going to lose it. You know, sooner or later, we're all going to die eventually. So why keep fighting? Why keep arguing? Why can't everybody just get along? This planet was made for everybody. You know, everybody has as much right to be on a planet. Why must we keep killing each other, warring amongst ourselves over stupid, petty little things? You know. I like what the song is saying if I'm reading it properly. So yeah, it's a very, very good track. I'm gonna have to check out more of their stuff at some point. Like I said, they've been mentioned many, many times. Although most of the times that they are mentioned to me, it's always 6 Foot Saviour, except for this one. But yeah, no, I like that. Musically, it was brilliant. Vocally, brilliant. You know, meaning, absolute brilliant. Great track. I can't really think of anything else to say about it, so I'm going to leave that as it is. If anybody would like to make a suggestion for me to react to, please do so by all means. You can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me through my Facebook or my Instagram, or you could even message me through my Patreon, where you could also help to support the channel to help me make future content, maybe even improve the quality of the future content. But do know if you do make a suggestion, it might take me a while to get around to it, since I get suggested new tracks, so many new tracks every single day, that my list grows faster than I can record the videos. For every one video I make, I get suggested another 12 videos, so, you know, I can't keep up with the rate that the videos are suggested to me, but I do write down every suggestion I get, so I will get around to it eventually. It just might take me a while to get there. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie, Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes. Mainly those sort of hate crimes that are aimed towards people of the alternative culture, and this is something that I think is really important and doesn't get the recognition it deserves. And it's something that really matters to me. It's something I feel very passionately about, because pretty much all of my life I've been violently attacked, I've been vocally abused, you know, by people I don't even know, just because of the kind of music that I listen to and because of the way that I dress. Many of my friends have been through it, and I know some of you watching have been through it as well. You know, and it's something I've never understood, is why people feel the need to throw insults because you like a different kind of music. You know, why should I get insults thrown at me because of the way I dress? You know, I'm wearing a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, which is pretty much normal clothing. Yeah, pretty much almost anybody on the street is wearing the same thing. The only difference is my t-shirt has a band printed on it, which apparently was a big thing a little while ago. I mean, they were selling Motorhead and Nirvana t-shirts in like all these high-end bloody posh fashion shops on the street, you know, charging ridiculous amounts of money for a t-shirt that looked like it had been worn in 1954. You know, I know my head hasn't been, you know what I mean, though. You know, these purposefully aged t-shirts in, like, trendy high street fashion shops, they were charging, like, 30, 40 quid for a bloody Motorhead t-shirt, you know. And all of these normal people were buying them because it was fashionable. You know, the amount of people who didn't even know who Nirvana was, the amount of people who don't even know who Motorhead were, they thought it was a brand rather than an actual, rather than being an actual band of any significance in the world. You know, and that was really huge, you know, a while back. Probably still is, as far as I know. But these people, like, appropriated something that was important to us, something that we actually felt passionate about, and just used it for their own purposes as a fashion label. But, you know, we got attacked violently for wearing t-shirts with bands on. You know, we never attacked these people that walk down the street with their bloody baggy trousers hanging down around their knees and their underwear showing out the back, did we? You know, we didn't attack people because of that, did we? Sure, we might have made a comment like, God's sake, man, pull up your pants. You know, it's the most basic principle about underwear. It goes inside your clothes. That's why it's called underwear. But, you know, that was probably the most that we ever actually did. But we never actually physically abused someone. We never actually violently beat someone up in a massive gang just because they listened to whatever, you know. It's one thing that it only ever seems to go the one way. It's only seems to be people of the alternative culture that are getting violently attacked by everybody else. You know, people don't get attacked because they listen to classical music or opera. People don't get attacked, you know, violently attacked because they listen to whatever kind of music. Sure, there is infighting in, like, hip hop, but that's just like rival gangs like East Side and West Side, etc., etc., etc. That's more sort of infighting. You know, they're not fighting each other because of the kind of music they make. They're fighting each other because, you know, that's the kind of people that they are. You know, there's like some bad blood between each faction, if you will. Whereas people are getting attacked because they are alternative. You know, you don't get infighting in between people of the metal community. You don't get goths fighting power metalers. You don't get like regular metalheads fighting like new wave. You know, this doesn't happen, but it happens in like hip hop. But it just seems to be a unified thing that everybody wants to fight the alternative music for some reason, and I can't understand it. And it's never made sense to me. You know, why would you beat someone up because of their taste in music? You know, what effect does their taste in music really have on your life? Nothing. You know, it's not like we're forcing our music on you. You know, if you don't like the music, don't listen to it. It's that simple. We're not going to make you listen to it. You know, if you don't like the clothes we're wearing, don't look at us. It's really, really easy. We're not going to make you look at us. If you don't like what we're wearing, you just need to change your field of vision. You know, shift your gaze to the side like a centimetre. You know, there's infinite other directions you can look in. You don't have to look at whatever we're wearing. But our taste in music and our taste in clothing is not an excuse to attack us violently. You know. But it's happening every single day. You know, people all over the world are getting violently attacked. Some people are getting hospitalised just because they like alternative music. And when it gets to the point that a young woman loses her life, a young woman is beaten to death because of her taste in music and her taste in clothing, it's beyond ridiculous. You know, the whole concept of attacking someone because of their taste in music is ridiculous in the first place. But actually beating someone to death because of it is beyond ridiculous. You know, it should never come to that. Someone's taste in music is their own business. You know, everyone has the right to be an individual, and nobody else has the right to say otherwise. You know, and it shouldn't come to the point where someone loses their life because they like something different. It shouldn't happen. You know, you're not going to violently attack someone because they like different TV shows or movies, are you? You're not going to beat someone to death because they like a different flavour ice cream to you. So why would you do it to someone because of their taste in music? It's unacceptable, and it needs to stop. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to put an end to this. They don't want to see another family go through what they went through when they had to slowly watch their daughter slowly die over the course of 13 days. You know, she was in a coma for 13 days, and they had to sit there and watch her slowly deteriorate until she finally died. You know, they don't want to see anybody have to go through that. You know, nobody should have to go through that. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. And, you know, this is what Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to stop that from ever happening again. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on, find out what their goal is, because they can explain it better than I can. And if you can help them in any small way, even if it's something as simple as one of these wristbands, you know, they've got a whole bunch of other cool merchandise on their web store as well. You know, the smallest amount can make the biggest difference, and the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we raise more awareness of this, the sooner we can stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.